Okay, cool. Quick video just because of I gotta do this while I'm still sober, just because it's been a long time since I quit caffeine and alcohol at the same time, so now my mind is operating at a different state or whatever. Okay, quick update. I'm gonna do some email follow-ups tomorrow, so that'll just be for the girls. I'm gonna wait for the astral charts till the weekend because 420, you did not send me your place of birth. I mean, that's very important. I don't know why you didn't understand that. All right, so this is one of more of the classic videos back in the beginning of my channel. It's very high level. I don't know if this is even appropriate anymore. Really, the reason why I don't do these type of videos anymore is really because, I mean, it's giving a lot away. I mean, I've talked a lot about this stuff before, but I'll be reacting to SQS. The video is Primordial Gnosis and the Chaos Beings. The Chaos Beings are these unseen beings that you call archons, aeons, angels, demons. They all serve the Father, the God of the material world, what we know as, it's the Wheel of Dharma. I'll show it to you. Yeah, this thing that sits controls the wheel. The wheel is the spiral, Milky Way galaxy. Yeah, I mean, we all know what it is. We Christians call it the devil. The Buddhists call it the Kamamara. The Gnostics call it the demiurge, the divine, insane intelligence that created the material world. It's really ironic that in a lot of modern culture, especially modern religions, they worship the material god, which is the devil. I mean, there's nowhere else to say this. I mean, if you understood that this place is a vampiric, parasitic realm, then you would realize that its creator is the devil. Okay, we'll react to this. I don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna skip straight to some of the good parts. So, okay. This is from my master SQS. I mean, this is back when SQS was good. Recently, he's taken a turn for the worse. It's unfortunate, but we'll go through some of his classic Golden Age works.
It's insanity. Like they said, it's the insane universe. Don't try to make sense. Like, why would you? It's insanity.
Yeah, see, even the ancients realized that this place was insane world, ruled by murderers, thieves, and liars. War wins, corruption wins, subversion, subjugation wins. I mean, this is an insane world. It is a clown world. Don't try to make sense of it. It was made this way. For the reasons of scarcity upon a cyclical model of consumption devouring, the Wheel of Dharma. What you call the food chain, which isn't really a chain. Everything's cyclical. Everything reverberates back to the Ouroboros.
So basically, this enchantment was so strong and so deep was the spirit submerged in the animic nature.
Yeah, the enchantment is so strong, so deep. Once the spirit, which is when you fell from the outer realms, the astral realms, we call the Buddha realms, the primordial realms. This is the true reality that you came from. It was subjugated, submerged through the amniotic waters, through Sophia, the mother, through her creation, the demiurge, the devil. I mean, this is your current existence right now. It's the allegory. I mean, in alchemy, you would just say it's the descent from the light through the fire, through the air, which is the astral realm, through the waters of oblivion or Sophia, through the earth, which is where we are, the material world.
Of the man animal.
The man animal. The human being is merely a bridge between the animated consciousness of the animal and our divinity, which is what gives us our divine, created by God, or well, it depends on what you confirm or believe to be God. Really, I mean, the creation in your material physical form as the human being is a creation by the quote-unquote demiurge. This goes beyond the whole Anunnaki and alien creation of man or angel. I mean, really, if you really want to talk about who created man, it was really the quote-unquote angels. I mean, in the Bible, its original translation was Elohim, group of angels. I mean, humanity was genetically created in the lab, a mixture of the quote unquote higher beings, which is the descendants of quote unquote God. I mean, whatever. I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter either way. Just keep in mind that the consciousness is the devil, so consciousness is the feminine axis, Sophia, and the light within, the kingdom of heaven within our unconsciousness, the primordial state, is the cultivation that we seek. That would be our quote unquote fractal aspect of the transcendent God.
Forgetting all about its origin, it believed it was a product of nature.
Yes, yeah, after forgetting all about its origin. When you come in here, you take you get touched by the angels of oblivion. It's mentioned in the movie Mr. Nobody. You drink from the cup of oblivion by Sophia that's offered to you between the two paths, and then you descend into the left path through the well of Erd, through this material realm, through the womb. I mean, a woman's fallopian tube is literally the same encapsulation as what you would call a wormhole. Same thing. I mean, that's how you came in here.
Of the powers of.
I mean, that's how the spirit comes in here. I mean, when a woman, gets impregnated or whatever, gets that. I mean, it's really a flash of light that sparks in a womb, and then that womb gets encapsulated through the woman. I mean, it's like a form. I mean, this is where we get the idea of the Saturn moon matrix. Saturn would be the demiurge. The moon would be the feminine axis, Sophia, and then gets sent straight through to the womb, which is the localized version in the material form here. I mean, this is where we get this concept idea from anyways, through a wormhole, and then you go right through the womb and end up in the doctor's office. Same thing.
The matter, that is a creation.
Yeah, matter, mother. Matter is mother, just like the Matrix. So.
The gods. So that's what people do now. And again, we want to differentiate because it depends on what you identify with.
Yeah, it depends on what you identify as. You can either identify with three things in the current state that you're. You can identify with the animal, which is the lower three chakras, where you just want to, eat, sleep, have sex, whatever, and dominate. I mean, that's part of it. You can identify with the man. This would be someone trying to achieve the higher aspects of going beyond the tree, but still within the chakra systems of the upper three. Socializing, talking, seeking knowledge. Or you can subvert and go through all these chakras, leave through the heart, Sophia, and attain the mastery of the purple. This is identification, cultivation of the spirit, the master. Okay, well, why did I exit out of this?
What you identify with. If you're what they will call dead, then you identify with the corpse.
Yeah, if you identify as dead, I mean, you're identifying with the life, death, recycle, rebirth process. I mean, then you've already lost. I mean, you should be identifying as a immortal being or an eternal being, really. Because then you're identifying with the primordial aspect of you that existed before you came in here. I mean, consciousness will cycle back. I mean, consciousness existed before, it exists now, it'll exist afterwards, or your perspective of it, but you're really trying to go for the unconsciousness, the true state that you were before you came in here, which is, imagination, true diversity, openness. You weren't restricted by your material body.
In the mind, the chattering mind within.
Yeah, the chattering mind within is the aspect of the avatar, the consciousness. This is why I always recommend the book Why Buddhism is True, so you can quiet your mind, because your mind is like a bubbling ocean. You need to quiet the ocean of your mind, still it, and see which bubbles rise, to see if those thoughts are yours or it's implanted by someone or something else. So this is an important thing to take note of. I mean, really, you need the spirit to be in charge so it can observe the mind, because the mind is not you. The mind is your avatar.
And that's you. So yeah, that you was created by God.
Yep.
And is...
Yeah, it's created by God as it's a sensory-based being, based on the perceptions, environment around you, and thus it develops in a very specific way, in accordance to its astral aspects and its socialization aspects. So, I mean, this is true.
Appreciated by God for all the food that you delivered, in the form of mundane emotion.
you deliver food to the demiurge or his in between people. I mean, Robin Monroe called them the well, I call them the not milk dementor beings. Robin Monroe called them the gas pump attendants. They basically pump and cycle out loosh gathered out of this earth and cycles out throughout the whole cosmic universe or the spiral galaxy, whatever that we're in. I mean, that is merely you being one small part of a drip in like a gas pump. Really, I mean that's an extraction, a conversion of your spiritual aspect of your eternal, immortal, transcendent, God aspect being condensed through the material form, and you're basically being dripped and turned into loosh as food for a parasitic vampiric being known as the demiurge, the devil, and all his underlings beneath him, whether they're good, the aeons, the angels, or the demons, the archons. So,
But the spirit, the light inside, which is pretty much
the spirit, the light inside. I mean, people call it the Promethean fire. It could also be referred to as agony from the Vedic. It is the cultivation of the light, finding the kingdom of heaven within. To the Buddhas, it is the cultivation of the metta to blossom the lotus. This is your hidden aspect. That is your true self that has forgotten from whence it came. So.
now the Buddhas in them said everyone has a Buddha nature or this inherent nature, which makes sense because of
Yeah, everyone has it. Really, I mean, that's why there's this confusion of NPC. NPC is merely the overlay, the false artificiation of the avatar as an illusion, another layering to basically coat the inside seed of you, which is your fuel source, really, your eternal fuel source, or else you cannot animate your conscious being, your living avatar. I mean, that's the whole point. I mean, I know that the NPC phenomenon is merely an illusion, right? Everyone has a certain aspect, but they get grinded down, and eventually they can turn and lose their aspect that made them, divine.
that's what's powering it.
And once you lose your divinity, you basically become a archon or an aeon or whatever, or go to these other places, not necessarily the material Middle Earth.
But then you gotta ask, in most, like on this planet, most people, where is it? Like,
Yeah, for most people, like 99% of people, where is it? How many people truly identify with their spiritual self, or trying to cultivate their seed lotus of their divinity, of Buddhahood? Really, I mean, even people who have a yearning for this, where they quote unquote try to find spiritual things, at best they go to the temples or the churches for someone to tell them how to find it, or someone will do it for them instead of taking responsibility and leveling up yourself, cultivating your awareness, raising your frequency, whatever. I mean, that's why they installed religion in the first place, to basically spiritually entrap you. I mean, that's the whole point. A true master would tell you that you don't need a priest to get into heaven. You can do that by finding the kingdom of heaven within. I mean, it's real easy. Like in terms of in the Buddhist, you would say that it would be reaching Buddhahood, one who can see the illusion of reality, one who has their eyes opened by closing their physical eyes and opening their third eye.
it's just very dim, very, 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 very dim and covered over by.
Yeah, it's very, very dim. So an NPC would be like very, very dim, like 99% closed. A normie would be like like 70% closed, or whatever. Then a person who quote unquote has a spiritual inkling, as they're trying to find it, but they keep getting chased around and following a wild goose chase, where the non-milk system, the demiurge, tells them to just go to X church or X religion or X 501c authorized thing by the system to find their spiritual inner thing. I mean, this is a devious trap.
By the matter. So
Yeah, it's encapsulated by the matter. So, I mean, your flesh suit is the problem. Your humanity is the problem. The avatar that is you is the problem. Really.
but that thing that's dim and covered over in most people is the real that's the origin.
Yeah, that's the real you. You need to find the real you. The you that was you before you were touched by the matrix, touched by education, society, indoctrination, culturalization, identification with anything, like even male, female, whatever. I mean, you know, a lot of the ideas that you have are not even yours. A lot of people simply cannot empty their mind to find out who they are.
Which needs to be liberated.
Yeah, this is talking about the liberation of the spirit from the captive prison cage of the body. Just like the Cathars said. The Cathars said that when a child was born, it was like stripping an astral being from the astral heavens of the primordial realm, the true reality, and entrapping them into the prison cage of the material physical body of suffering, right? I mean, that's why it's considered a cruel fate.
So that's the thing that forgets about its origin or is deceived. That's what they're talking about. So, see, it goes on here to say, the normal way of existence of the captive spirit is so essentially opposed to the demiurge's material universe.
Yeah, and this is talking about the nature of the captive spirit. The captive spirit is the quote unquote light being, free spirit that you truly are before you got trapped into this authoritarian nightmare, this clown show of the demiurge's insane order. Like what we call the clown world. The clown world has always existed. I mean, it's easily recognized in the Roman Empire of the ancients. British Empire, right now it's the American Empire. I mean, it's obvious. The names change. It's always the same script. Even back in the old days, you could say it was the Atlantean Empire. Like, this would have been like pre-Egyptian.
That its only external characteristic is hostility. And even Bobby talked about that, how a lot of the what you call saviors pre the Roman era, we're talking about history here, they were basically they kicked ass.
Yeah, all the savior figures before, they realized that the material world was what had to be fought in the first place. So from their point of view, they always said burn it down, burn it all down, burning it down through the purification of the fire. The fire is what will set you free. I mean, that's why there's that phrase, if the world ends in ice or fire, or even in the Bible, be the flood. But instead of the flood, the next time will be the fire. The fire will purify the body, and thus that all that remains is the spirit. I mean, that's the allegory of what it's saying. I mean, there's a lot more to that in terms of this type of, more apocalyptic Armageddon stuff that's in the Bible, and specifically in referencing to the fire. Like, for the Buddhists, fire is always this idea of purification. Because when one burns the matter, all that remains is the spirit, and thus you are liberated.
They weren't just all about this, hugging everybody and healing. I mean, that's a part of it. But, the point was made plain that it was kind of about, raising hell here, in a sense. Because basically, when you're talking about chaos realm, you're talking about bliss, a realm of, like they call fullness.
Yeah, so he's referencing the primordial realm, the Buddha realms, the true realm, the realm that is not this realm, the realm that is outside of the wheel of Dharma, the Bhava Chakra. This is the true realm. It is true diversity, imagination. It's not this false illusion between, blue and red, or choose this ride or pick that hot dog stand. It's whatever you make it out to be, or what you want to envision that reality or realm as. This is where we get this idea of the New Agers saying that, oh, you can just create your own realm once you escape. If you escape. I mean, that's a whole nother story. It is everything that is no limitations, really. Some of the rules that you come agreed upon here is the rule of the 666, the binding through the earth, the carbon atom, which is 666. There's other rules. I mean, we talk just about alchemy. I mean, hydrogen is, that hydrogen's water. Nitrogen is air, fire is oxygen. You breathe through the fire, the oxygen. There's a lot of stuff when it comes to alchemy, but the real reality outside of this realm, it is infinite possibilities. Whatever your heart's content, your imagination can come up with. But really, I mean, you were there, but you didn't know what to do with your imagination, so you had to come down here to know the good and the bad, to appreciate what you had before you fell from grace. Like a lot of the problems that we have right now in terms of the material world, or even just problems of life or suffering, is really because we fell from spiritual grace, astral grace. In reality, we are the mythical story of the fallen angels. We fell from the astral heavens through the perforations of the stars. I mean, that star that you see is a perforated dot revealing the light, the true light outside through the outside realm, and this place is merely a material prison. So that's all it is. I mean,
what you call openness, chaos, and this is what we're now find ourselves, in the situation of is order. It's dull, it's stiff, it's dense, heavy, it's rich.
Yeah, so he's talking about this realm. This place is, it's dull. It's earth, it's base, it's dense, it's lower density. It has actors, it has a script, plays the same story over and over and over. There's only so many possibilities, even in its astral depictions of the avatars that you can play. There's only so many combinations. Once you reach a certain level of awareness, you can pretty much predict or see all possibilities. But that's if you ever get to that level. Like, I can see it clearly, so to me, nothing fascinates me anymore. But people, I mean, that's why, astrology is so important. Like, once you get to a higher state of mind like mine, you think in colors, you think in geometry, you think in ratios. It's strange, really, this identification with the spirit.
So the captive spirit is essentially opposed to that.
I gotta drink some lemonade.
And so it says here, the material world is pure appearance, pure illusion,
Yep.
pure phenomenon, pure evolutionary process.
Yeah, that's true. The material world is pure sensory-based reality based off your five senses. It is reaction-based. I mean, like, what more can I say? If X happens, then Y happens. It's operated under the law of karma. For every action, there's a reaction. And then it always leads into this degradation of entropy unless it has the power of a transcendent fractal being of God to establish true order, true originality, diversity, to build something out for it, which it uses as sustenance food, and then eventually it tears it down anyways. A great example is all the original IPs like Star Wars and stuff that they keep ruining because they can't think or create anything. All they can do is destroy. I mean, that's another telltale sign.
Pure contingency and accident. So just to drive the point home again, accidental. It wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to happen. I mean, Sophia created this realm and birthed her abomination, the demiurge, the devil, because she saw a copy of the true light or the true God. And a lot of the problems that we're having, even in our quote predicament here on a spiritual predicament level, is us trying to quote unquote redeem Sophia and overcoming the aspect of us that is the demiurge, the quote unquote devil. I mean, that's why our current incarnation here is problematic. It's a Chinese finger trap between the masculine and the feminine axis to break through into the unknown of the primordial unconsciousness. I mean, I've shown it before, like in my video on how to escape Disney Realm. To me, I've talked about this several times.
For the spirit, the world does not exist. It is not. But the demiurge...
Yeah, for the spirit, the world does not exist. All that is simply all that there is. It's like the infinite, like the true infinite of all realms. I mean, that is the playground of the spirit. I mean,
it certainly is, and against...
Yeah, for the demiurge, this realm, the Milky Way galaxy, and this Earth, is its playground. It's paradise.
Him, a combat will be fought for the return towards the origin, for the recovery of the primordial state that we allegorically represent here in the spherical form.
Yeah, you heard that? There will always be a combat for the soul, the combat of your return through the origination from the point that you came within. This is what I talk about in my allegory of Disney Realm. Mickey is not going to let you leave Disney Realm without a fight. All right, he can. The Matrix will, once the Matrix, which is the mother Sophia, she's on Mickey's side. Also, you got to remember that. Once it realizes that you're trying to escape for real and leave Disney Realm, it's going to come at you and do like annoying things or trying to mess with you. I mean, a lot of people have already told me this. And once you actually get to the point where you're seriously going to leave, then Disney or Mickey, whatever, is just going to keep offering you gifts, bribes to get whatever it takes to keep you in this realm. I mean, it's not going to let you go without a fight because it needs you to stay in Disney Realm to animate this thing that you call existence. I mean, the wheel of Dharma must spin. We're in a spiral galaxy. The Milky Way galaxy must spin. And it's spinning, it's animating by the inhabitants here that are trapped here, or that was quote unquote tricked here because they agreed to come into this amusement park. I mean, one day the Milky Way galaxy will not spin no more, and that'll be the end of time, and that'll be like the end of existence of the material world, from our point of view.
So again, that's what it's about: recovering the primordial state.
Yeah. So recovering the primordial state is the cultivation or remembering back to once you were before you were born. Like in the movie Mr. Nobody, the Angels of Oblivion. Remember that? I remember where they said, I remember before I was born, before the Angels of Oblivion touched me. Alright? This is what he's talking about. This is known throughout like all esoteric teachings.
The primordial doesn't mean pre.
Yeah, primordial doesn't mean pre. It means the original.
In a sense, it doesn't mean...
Not another version of reality. Alright? Like, this game, Disney Realm, it evolves, it adapts every time. Well, basically it updates every 19, 20 years. And it has a major, game update versioning every astrological cycle. So, I mean, this is how the game evolves. So, like, in terms of our modern lexicon, we call it the Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age, Steel Age, whatever. I mean, we're entering into the Silicone Age right now with our current transition into the technocracy, technopoly, technotronic era. So,
this is primordial as a realm in of itself.
Yeah, this is the Buddha realms. It's mentioned by Robert Monroe, Journeys Out of the Body. It's the place of infinite beauty, imagination. It's the rainbow watery lights. It's a place unimaginable. I mean, Robert Monroe went there and he got kicked out because he was like scumming up the place, so they kicked him out. I mean, that is the Buddha realms. It's a mythical place. I mean, it can be reached easily, actually. I mean, right now is the easiest time to reach it. So, but most people are going to give into the fear and shaking their boots with the Voldemort disease, and like, am I gonna get my jab, or I'm not gonna wear that mask? Demons, you're all demons. Like, get out of here. And do people not realize I don't give two shits about the material world, alright? I never have. Not for a long time. Like, I might joke and get annoyed just because of the people acting around me, but in my true spiritual state, I mean, I don't care. I mean, it means nothing to me. I mean, this place, I recognize it for what it is a long time ago. You know, Mickey's amusement park, right? I gotta get out. So, if you guys want to fight with each other and argue about masks in front of the teacups rides, like, be my guest, all right? I'm still standing outside the exit gate, and Mickey's still bothering me.
This whole thing is a botchery of debauchery. Of. And so the Creator God is nourished by a strength that is called human pain. And
yeah, the Creator God is nourished by human pain, suffering. I'm going to quote the devil from the Devil's Advocate. I'm a fan of man. I love man. I root and cheer for man at every turn. I'm man's number one fan. That is the devil from the Devil's Advocate. What's his name? Al Pacino. And do people not realize what the devil and the Devil's Advocate is trying to tell you right there? You know, it's mind-boggling to me of how people cannot understand this, and just want to feel special, or think they're gonna get into heaven, or go to the fifth dimension and raise their consciousness. I mean, all of this seems to me like it's traps laid out by the devil or his minions.
Generates pain and suffering to nourish the creator of the great deceit.
Yeah, the creator of the great deceit. I mean, the devil's the prince of all lies. He masquerades as the creator God. He's a two-faced God, really. I mean, what more can I say? I mean, this place is run by war and suffering. Human suffering, wants and desires, needs. The rat race. I mean, think about it. Even these people who act like they're the good guys, like within the truther communities, if the world was honky-dory and pleasant, then they would love it. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing really more I can say. I mean, a lot of people already figured it out. I mean, the Gnostics figured it out. The Greeks figured it out. Stoics figured it out. Original Buddhists figured it out. Atlanteans, Lemurians from the Golden Age figured it out. A lot of people realize this place for what it was. I mean, this place is what it is. But often it leads you into a state of nihilism, because then you don't know what to do once you see the world as a parasitic, vampiric hell realm created by an insane material god that masquerades as the true transcendent God.
And so one of the first goals of when you follow the return to the origin or the sage way, you have to learn to cultivate a joy, an unconditional joy. And even Jesus talked about it, but people don't really.
Yeah, the cultivation of the unconditional joy for yourself is what I call stilling your mind, reaching the state of stillness and serenity. That is joy. A lot of people, this is why I don't use the word love. So, because people keep misconstruing this idea of love. Oh, all is true is love. Love is this, love is that. Absolute love. Love thy neighbor. Love thy murderer, rapist, and thief. Oh, if you don't have love for that person, then you're not a true spirited being. Like, get out of here. This is a individual spiritual journey to reach back to the state of being before. To go back with the whole collective of true beings that are real and not quote-unquote dead and stuck in this dense reality. I mean, this is the trap, the cultivation of joy for yourself. Stillness, serenity of the mind, calming your lake, which is your thought bubbles, turning off the screen, stop chasing the rabbits, all right? Stop chasing the piston breadcrumbs. I mean, this is what they talk about, the cultivation of joy, so you can find out what you have to do for yourself. Do it and find eternal bliss. I mean, this is the answer. So,
You understand what he meant, and a lot of people take it too far and then ridicule it, or they don't take it seriously enough and slight it. So you kind of, but there is something there.
yeah, there's something there, but the problem is in the modern context, people just say the words, all is love, all is love. We just need hold hands and world is love. Like, uh, look, man. I mean, this is where we get this trap of the love ray of confusion. Really, I mean, it's to me, I mean, it's very illustrated in the New Age community. So.
A lot of the even the Taoists, even in Buddhism, there's a practice called metta, where you cultivate inner joy and you radiate it outward. This is, of course, to raise you above the frequency of that we're in, because this is a lower frequency.
Yeah, this is to raise your frequency. Raising your frequency is the cultivation, the meta. Finding the kingdom of heaven within. You go within to radiate out. This is where we get this idea of these holy people having halos around them, because you can feel their aura as being a more radiant, golden radiation, because that is the height arc maximum upon the color spectrum. If green is the base, I mean, that's the reason why.
But you do have the free will. You can raise your frequency above that, and you'll be dealing with a higher form, a higher grade of energy, which is not necessarily of this world.
Yeah, the higher grade of energy that is not of this world. I'll illustrate it for you again. This is why understanding color. That's why understanding a color spectrum is very important. So this is why I call myself Pink Elephant. So the colors of this world is limited by the color spectrums from red to purple, and then white is the diffusion. And then there is the secret color, which is pink to the Rosicrucians. They also call this rose. The Roman rose is pink. That's why they always chose the color pink. Pink is merely a placeholder for this invisible color that sits above the purple, above the master, which is, what we call this idea of the true divinity, to go beyond all quote unquote 7 chakras, because you can reach the 9th gate. All right, this is what it's talking about.
Because, like he said, the Creator God is nourished by strength that is called human pain. There's actually forces that.
Yeah, human pain. I mean, this is what we call loosh extraction. Like this agitation you feel, you getting frustrated, you destroying your reality bubble. I mean, it feeds the archons, or if you do good or whatever, and then not really for your betterment, you just do it to feel morally superior, then that feeds the aeons, the angels. I mean, really, either way, it feeds. I mean, all that Lucia is going straight to the angels of the abyss. So, I mean, I haven't really talked about the angels of the abyss yet, so I'm going to try not to mention them.
Feed off of your emotions.
Yeah, and it definitely feeds off your emotions. When it comes to Lush, I mean, the most powerful Lush is unfulfillment, loneliness, the illusion of being connected to each other. I mean, it's just how this realm works. I mean, you feel that wave of energy when you get angry. Something's feeding off of it. You feel that eternal happiness, whatever. I mean, something's feeding off of it. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like, what more can I say? It's obviously illustrated in Robert Monroe's Far Journeys, these Lush collectors. Like, I think in Ultimate Journeys, there was literally an interdimensional, transdimensional alien that came over in a UFO to Robert Monroe in the astral realm and said that he was collecting comedy because the laughter, the blue Lush, was a rare commodity to his people in another astral realm. I mean, isn't that kind of weird? I mean, it's obvious that this place is some sort of emotional Lush farm based on our human suffering. But just remember, it's a two-way street. Through suffering, comes the leveling up. If you can overcome it, if you can overcome it. You can always choose to go down or go up until you reach escape velocity. I mean, really, that's what Robin Monroe was talking about, that you need to reach escape velocity by leveling up. Like in the movie The Nines, you reach the state of the 9, you're clear, all right? Then you don't have to do any of this BS anymore.
So, because he talks about the food chain here, and he says,
Eliminate.
this world is ruled by an alimentary chain. Every living being eats other living beings.
Yep.
And the humans are not the last ones in this chain.
Yeah, every living being has to eat another living being. Plants have wars on the ground to compete for resources. I mean, these vegans, I mean, they must be delusional. If you're eating a plant, you're eating another living being. Science has shown that plants can communicate to each other and have families through the connections of their roots underneath the ground. I mean, I don't know how people can't see plants just like beings, just like animals, like dogs. This is why this realm is, frustrating, really. And even in the symbolism of, the other religions, I mean, I don't understand how Christianity can pick, like a lion as its symbol, the king of the jungle, as a representation of the Lion of Judah for Jesus. I mean, to me, that doesn't make sense. Because, I mean, that is the most number one murderer on land. The number one devourer of the flesh is the lion. I mean, people will say it's for the king, but even this idea of kingship means you're being ruled by someone else. And then you identifying as a sheep, I mean, that is, surrendering your divinity, your will for slavery. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I understand that a lot of symbolism has been changed, or even with the Mandela effect, the wolf, the sheep will lay with the wolf. I mean, hello. I mean, that's the devil. I mean, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing, you can't really help how things are these days.
Maybe at the top of the visible and material pyramidal system, but our subtle vital energies are also devoured.
Yeah, the top of the subtle visible spectrum is the human. But what's above the human? Interdimensional beings, archons, aeons, these not milk super minions that control these puppets on the screen that you see today. I mean, that's true.
And that's what some.
I mean, look, Earth is a farm, all right? You gotta recognize this. Earth is a farm. You think of this place as a farm, it's real easy to see how things operate.
Through the pain, our subtle vital energies, through thought, emotion, these feed on what you would consider a parasite.
Yeah, parasite.
The parasitic demiurge needs this in order to survive himself because he is a vampire.
Yeah, the parasitic. Yeah, I mean, that's why you call the elites vampires. It's perfect representation of their god, which is a god of enslavement, murder, vampirism. I mean, if you play Skyrim, I mean, the god of the material world is Moloch Baal. All right, I mean, that's how ridiculous our storyline is.
How do you know it's a vampire? Because the world is designed vampirically.
Yep.
The clearest example would be the animal kingdom, of course. Like, there's no justification for such a system of what's called survival, for beings to devour each other.
Yeah, survival of the fittest, law of the jungle, pure carnage. I mean, that is existence. I mean, we cover it up with meat packing plants, but I've watched slaughterhouse videos of cows, cats, dogs, sheep, goats, horses, pigs, everything, just so that I am not distant from the carnage that is masqueraded in a nice plastic wrapping packed for me, so that I don't have to see what goes on.
That's unnecessary. Why make a world if you're going to create a situation where there's necessarily suffering? Because there's feeding off of that, the suffering.
Yeah, suffering is necessary in this world. All right, that's why the Buddhists call this place the wheel of suffering. The Gnostics call this place the wheel of necessity. it's necessary for this for Disney to run. I mean, how do you expect Disney Realm to keep operating if it doesn't have Loosh coming in and out at all times, right? Mickey needs to get paid, all right? Mickey needs to pay off the Disney cast members and keep everyone in the rides going, okay? I mean, this is part of the game.
So, and it says, this creation devours itself over and over again in a cyclical process. So it's like that
every age.
That picture of the snake eating its own tail. That's how they look at creation, and they're not saying, "Oh, this is cool." It's just
Yeah, I mean, on a local level, you see it recycle every 19 years. What was it, Blind 11 done to Voldemort's disease? Before that would have been towards the 70s, and then before that, I mean, if you can keep going further. I mean, before that would have been the dropping of the atom bomb. I mean, you know, there's even theories that I am thinking of that the major cycling cycles is out every 99 or 98 years, really. And then this is where we get this idea of Tartaria, or the Gilded Age of the the 19th century. I mean, if you want to think of it that way, because it does a complete out cycle of 9 times 19 to get a super cycle. But then even if you do that, you can phase that out astrologically until you can phase that out against the stars. I mean, there's a system, there's a method to this insanity that can be mapped out if you're skilled enough.
So, no, they're saying this is insanity. So all the serious yogis, all the Buddhas, all the true saints, even.
Yeah.
This was their goal. You're trying to realize.
Yeah, even the saints of the Catholic Church, they believed in some cultivation of the spirit within, so that they can get that glow, that holy saint glow. That's why I do still look at Catholicism, because I understand what the Catholic Church was like before it got touched by the darkness. So
the primordial state, because you realize that this is basically not the place to be, and not only that, the place to be, which is the primordial realm,
Buddha realms,
is so much beyond this that
it doesn't
even
suck.
if you could tolerate this, if you only knew how grander the real reality was, you wouldn't question. You
wouldn't question of going back if you knew what the true reality was, or if you get glimpses of the astral realms, or have memories or dreams or visions of the true primordial realm. I mean, even Philip K. Dick, he had a dream of paradise, the Greek idea of paradise at the Elysian Fields, the plains of Amente. For me, I've seen this paradise too. I mean, the colors there are just more brilliant, jewel-like, sapphiric. It's more ethereal, rainbowy. Waters are brilliantly clear. Everything is just real. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. There's this weird hue around it. I mean, if you're very interested in this, you can read Robin Monroe's Journeys Out of the Body, where he goes to the Buddha realms for like a split second, or go back to Philip K. Dick's speech where he sees this paradise. I mean, I've seen it myself, so.
Seek your way back. So it's not to say, this is seeking liberation or, practicing alchemy. It's not, you're not doing it because you're running from something.
Yeah, you're not trying to liberate your spirit because you're running away from Disney Realm. It's because you know that you have to be somewhere else. Like, I'm not standing at the gate of Disney Realm waiting to get out because I'm trying to run away. It's because I know I don't belong in Disney Realm, right? A lot of people belong in Disney Realm, actually. Like, for the people who do Netflix and chill and watch the Kardashians, not ironically, I mean, they deserve to be here. It's because they need to be here. I mean, or else they would not be animated.
And you're actually doing it because you want to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
You You gotta know the goal.
Yeah, you gotta know the goal. You gotta keep your eyes on the prize. The goal is the exit gate out of, Disney Realm. Okay, it's not that hard, all right, folks? I mean, just, like, if you get confused, just do the Dorothy method, all right? Click your heels 3 times, all right?
And so here's a book here, The Gnostics by Jacques Lacarrière.
Sweet.
You can download this on the internet, but I think the full book you have to get it. And this is an overview of Gnostic thought.
All right, I'm going to talk a quick overview of the Gnostic thoughts. Then I'll probably wrap this up, by the way.
So, one of the questions that come up, or again, a lot of people in the metaphysical community, we have all these Hubble pictures, and NASA has all these photos of planets or stars and
yeah, these observations of the light of the stars of the quote-unquote universe and the Milky Way galaxy is designed to make you feel insignificant, to intimidate you. I mean, this is what SQS is going to talk about.
Galaxies, and they don't get, they don't have any planets outside the solar system.
Yeah, no planets outside of the solar system.
We don't have a picture of them, at least.
I mean, just so you know, the ancients believed that the planets had their own consciousness, awareness, and they could project themselves upon the material physical plane, which is where we get this idea of gods from. Like people who think that they're Zeus or play as Zeus. A great example would be El Presidente Mr. T, who's playing as Janus, Mercury. I mean, these people come and go. I mean, the French president, that President Moron guy, I mean, he said he was a Jupiterian god. I mean, these people, they're trying to encapsulate, get this astral power embodiment to be overtaken by this egregore entity known as the planets. They are very interested in Jupiter, Mars, Mercury. So,
but they got all these stars and galaxies and nebula, and we're looking at this like children, or we're kind of naive when we look at it, because see, from the Gnostic point of view, well, I'll just read this quote here.
Yeah, I will talk about this quote.
It says, "To be vast is good, to be infinite is too much. To possess planets and stars is an incontestable triumph. But to possess them by the million, to teem with stars which are so many eyes trained upon the world each night as if tracking our dreams, is to wield excessive power, to display a very suspect splendor." So, look what he's...
Yeah, I mean, so SQS is going to explain this, but this is basically saying that the demiurge, the creator of this material universe, the Milky Way galaxy, this all projection that you see, is flexing its quote-unquote cosmic powers upon you when you're an insignificant ant on the planet. So from your childish point of view, you look outside to the stars, and then there's the old saying, how can one see the stars and deny God? Depends on which God you're talking about. You talking about the demiurge God? Or are you talking about the true transcendent primordial God, which you are a fractal aspect of? I mean, there's a difference here. And then for the stars to be in their position and surrounding this place like a stellarium rotating, it would suggest that something else is going on. I mean, I haven't really told you about what I think the model, the Earth and the universe or everything is really like. I mean, I pretty much have it spot down at this point.
You're saying everything we're looking at like it's...
I mean, I don't say it just because I don't want to get attacked by the splat earthers who are only like a quarter right. So wow, they're saying with this is suspect. This just seems like some forces yeah,
trying to intimidate his creatures in a way.
Yeah,
that's what they're saying, to display a very suspect splendor. Something in this immensity turns and meshes its gears with a regularity so precise as to be disquieting.
Yeah, the machinations, the pure, precise, mechanization of this realm through what can only be described as algorithms, logarithms, methodologies. I mean, this is where we get this idea of the goddamn demiurge, whatever, the devil as actually being the first AI system. It might be confused with this idea of Valis. I mean, I call it the counter Valis system. That is a mimicry. Is it not obvious what this is? It is envisioned in the architect scene in the Matrix.
So yeah, it's like damn, because it's very very. We look at the order of it, and oh wow, that's so cool. It's so ordered. It's so intelligent. The intelligent universe. But again, something could be intelligent and still not be good.
Yeah, the intelligent psychotic universe.
What we call good, for lack of a better term. Serial killers, they're very intelligent. That doesn't mean, you still wouldn't call them good. So, this is about the primordial wisdom and again the serpent, which a lot of conscious people are starting to grab onto this concept of the serpent as not being all evil. But the serpent was regarded as the first Gnostic in the world, the one who possessed primordial knowledge and had tried to communicate it to the first man in Eden. And that's
Yeah, this is an allegory in referencing to old Gnostic texts talking about the serpent. The serpent really is about the Kundalini. But I've listened to a quote unquote modern Christians where they say the Kundalini is evil. It is of Satan and the devil. The Kundalini is about you breaking through the chains of your imprisonment. The chain of the wheel, the red chakra, orange chakra, yellow chakra, blue, heart chakra, blue chakra, whatever, third eye, to go back through from whence you came, through the heart, through the pineal, which is entering the mastery of the avatar form, and from there you can try to touch back and reach to the pink, where you're the state of a 9, where you identify with yourself as only as a spirit, where you disassociate from the man, human avatar beast, the creation of the demiurge, the devil, which is limited. It is limited by death, by suffering, by need of nourishment, to go back to the immortal state, the informational state of a true astral, quote-unquote, light being, which is where the New Agers get it from. A lot of the stuff that I'm aware of, I'm aware of its original teachings. That's why I can understand of how it gets corrupted over, whereas time passes by when people want to use it or misuse it for nefarious purposes or start, a cult or whatever, or do what Martin Kenny is doing.
Allegory. The whole point is like Prometheus stories, to get man to cultivate the primordial fire.
Yeah.
And our matter, because it is heavy, because it is dark, the darkest and heaviest.
Yeah, the cultivation of primordial fire. That's even mentioned in Masonic teachings. But I can't really talk about that also, or people are gonna call me a Mason or a shill or whatever. Like who do you think you're talking to? This is the problem with this community. You can't really talk about anything serious, to be honest. I hope that one day I can actually... Where the hell is Jobulon? I can't do a serious video like this without Jobulon. One day I could hope to talk about Jobulon. His name's not really Jobulon, it's Yabulon. It is the trihead. This is the demiurge in its representative form upon a checkerboard floor with the all-seeing eye. This is a representation. Maybe, I'll talk about it later if my Yoda Master talks about it.
Of all, is also the least dynamic.
All right, shout out to Mickey. That's for me, that's Mickey Mouse. So,
as fixed and as heavy as atoms reduced to their nuclei. The glacial cold of matter and flesh deprived of primal fire. So that's basically back to the goal, the primordial fire.
Yeah, primordial fire, a being which is dead of flesh, not animated by the fire. This is also depicted in the that short film I, Pet Goat. I mean, with the breathing of the fire lighting up the heart and that Jesus character, which is supposed to be an allegory form for you when it had its eyes closed. I mean, that's why its heart in the center was beating when it was touched by the fire, the prana of the higher self touching it.
We're cultivating the primal dimension.
Yeah, primal dimension, Buddha realms.
Again, the primal dimension is that's the real infinity. That's the real, energy is exhaustless.
Yeah, energy does not need to be devoured or recycled out in the real Buddha realms outside of this circus. I mean, there's no clown show outside of here.
Inexhaustible. So to create a world where beings need energy, so they have to devour each other, is kind of you gotta think deeper about that. Why would that happen if you're dealing with original realm is full of energy? That's not necessary.
Yeah, it's not necessary because I mean, the reason why this realm is constructed in this way of devouring or recycling or the refinement of Loosh really is because the Demiurge, this AI system, it is not perfect, and it knows it is not perfect. It can sense that there's something out there, but it doesn't want to admit it. But it needs to feed off fractal parts of it to try to become a mimicry of it. It is what it is. I mean, this is how the video game works.
So to surrender oneself to weight, to increase it in all senses of the term, by absorbing food or by procreating, weighing the world down with...
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said that I don't even like eating. Right? That's why I usually only eat once a day. I mean, I'm at the point where, I'm pretty much celibate. I mean, I don't want a girlfriend or a wife, really. A lot of these attachments, they're carrots offered to you by the system. And the reward is the sensory-based pleasure that you feel when you eat. Like when I eat and I feel my mouth moving to me, it disgusts me. I know I'm consuming and devouring consuming dead flesh, or what used to be a being. I know that, but I have to. It is what it is. I mean, this place is merely a carrot or stick system, so.
Successive bursts is to collaborate in this
I mean, this is why when you quote-unquote actually reach quote-unquote enlightenment, which I have, but I don't really say it like that, or else people, I mean, it's really because the New Agers poisoned the well of that word. Really, you just don't have desire. I mean, that is true to an extent. You don't have material desire.
Happy destiny, to ratify the primordial fall, which is the cause of it, to ally with...
Yeah, to ratify the primordial fall. This is saying that you were basically, you're like a fallen angel, fallen from the astral realms to the primordial realm, the land of, the land of the true light. I mean, I've seen this true light. It's saying that you fell from grace, and every time you take pleasure in eating or having sex or doing things for the material worlds, you are ratifying and hammering out the chains that bind you to the material world. I mean, that's why I always say that and I shouldn't bring other people in this just because this is a more important video. So
oneself with the work of death undertaken by the being or beings who provoke this tragic cleavage. So cleavage, he's saying when you look, you look in this sky at night, especially, they call it the perforated veil.
Yeah, the perforated veil. I mean, that's why the darkness of space is the way it is. The light that you see of the stars is the light, the true light outside of here. I mean, the Greeks also saw it as the brass lights, the non-conductive lights that shone out here. That is the astral lights, which I mean, that's why there's always there's that old saying that every soul is a star that is beamed down here, and we are merely playing a Sims video game, and our connection signal beam is the light that came in through this realm, which is where we get this idea of an astral being, because your avatar persona is based upon the positioning of the planets during that time when the light beam struck in and connected through the planets, through the constellations, onto Earth. It is It is literally. I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm trying to think if I can even show it. Okay, let's see. What's it called? Pink Floyd Rainbow. Yeah, I've shown this before. The white light that is from the perforated star that gets beamed. Trapped. I mean, you've seen a symbol before too, the equilateral triangle, and but then also if you've seen Soul, it's like these concentric circles, and then it would be a square down onto Earth. Well, this is the first. This is the first phasing. This are the phasings. White light hits the triangle, gets condensed out through the different astral parts, which is representative of the planets, then gets condensed through the circle, and then the circle's Earth. Then you get condensed to the square, which is your physical body form. I mean, this is another higher form of alchemy or secret symbology that no one's really aware of. This would be the original versionings back to the, I guess you call it the Masons before they got touched by the Dark Priest of Amarulu. I mean, but I really shouldn't talk about that. Okay. Oh no, I exited out of the music.
Like the notebook where you can rip the sheets of paper. It's already perforated, dotted up.
Go back to angel music.
The stars, it's like break.
Yeah, so he's talking about the stars being a break, and the stars is the revelation of light. Okay, let me try to get the angel music. Yeah. Yeah, back in business. We are almost done, by the way.
In the darkness, which is, what you can call the reality. It's like this break in it, and it's like this cleavage.
And this is why the Catholic Church banned people from using telescopes. Basically, because in the old days, they knew, which is why they realized that if people use telescopes to stare through the stars of the astral energies, they could gain wisdom, knowledge, superpowers by just merely, viewing the stars, which is why for a long time the Catholic Church banned telescopes because they wanted to monopolize that power. And even in the modern times, all the best scientists, they work for the Catholic Church. The best telescopes are owned by the Catholic Church. I mean, they're looking for certain things or these rotations within the rotationing out of the universe anyways. I mean, they're aware of, archons and angels. I mean, at that level, you're aware of very, insane things.
So, the task of the Gnostic, the alchemist.
Ooh, the test of the Gnostic.
Is to climb this fatal slope and literally.
Yeah, the test of the Gnostic is to climb Jacob's ladder. The spiral staircase to rise up through your chakras and reach the pink, the mystery of the Rosicrucians, finding the rose, the blossoming of the lotus. I mean, it's mentioned in a lot of cultures in different ways. For the Greeks, it's reaching pinnacle apotheosis.
And in the figurative sense.
In the ancients of the Atlanteans, it is the spiral mystery.
To try to cross the dividing wall to regain
the dividing wall of the black iron gate of the prison, mentioned by Philip K. Dick. It is shown in the movie Dark City. It's also shown in the movie Mr. Nobody, where he goes to the beach, the break scene to the beach with the helicopters. He's going through the gate, the land where the water and the land meets is a beach. And it's shown in a lot of places. If you pay attention, Cyberpunk, the ending, shows you the gateway, and Sophia is the guardian of the gateway. So,
by a progressive shedding of the alienating weight of his body and his
the shedding of the alienating weight of the matter body and of the ego, the aspects of you,
psyche, the higher world.
The hierarchy of the psyche. Yes, that's true.
World from which we should never have fallen.
Yeah, we should have never fallen here. I mean, we agreed to come in here, but we were kind of dumb, kind of naive. We agreed to come in here, but when we came in here, we thought we were playing Monopoly, but we didn't realize that all the squares on the boards were taken, or they were taxed, or they already had a house and a hotel on them. And all the good property at the very end of the board, like Broadway and Park Place, they already had hotels owned by them, and you can't even get close to them because the police is protecting it. So what is the point of playing a game that has already been played, right? It is like playing someone else's saved game. There's no point to it. Once you realize that you're playing upon the board of Monopoly that's been going on for like 200 turns, why play, all right? I mean, that's why you just got to do one loop rotation, hit go and bail.
So again,
And this is a joke. And
so it goes on.
Yeah.
Condemns us to live in the darkest circle. This fall, which makes
yeah, condemns to live us in the darkest circle. I mean, from the Gnostic's point of view, this realm, this material condensation, it is the lowest realm. It is worse than the hell realms. Because the hell realms, you can purge out your consciousness for reasons of purification and try to cycle back out. But here, I mean, because of the balancing of heaven and hell, you know you're suffering then. I mean, how can you how it's like how can you be upset if you don't know? I mean, this was the problem with envy. Like, imagine being poor, right? If you're poor your whole life and you didn't know, then and no one showed you would never care, right? But show people on TV that are living the lives of billionaires or the Kardashians or whatever, I mean, then you're gonna get upset, especially if you're a woman and you want a quote-unquote better material life of nest building. I mean, that's why this realm is sinister. I mean, it's one thing to know that life sucks, but it's another thing to know that evil people are the ones living the good life. That's just gonna piss you off. So
man the prisoner of alienating matter.
yeah.
Stars, ether, eons, planets, earth, life, flesh, inanimate matter, psyche, all are implicated, dragged into this universal disgrace.
Yep, the universal disgrace, the spiral, Milky Way galaxy, everything goes down the drain. The aeons too, right? The planets too. What do you call beings that reach higher levels of existence? It's what you call the luminaires. Planets, stars, nebulas, whatever. I mean, they exist and they can, you do realize that, planets can talk to each other, right? They can send out wave signals like music and talk to each other. I mean, they're conscious beings, but we're like microscopic bacteria to them. So from our point of view, we just see them as planets, like giants, all right? From their point of view, they talk to their neighbor, like across the galaxy. It's not a big deal for them.
So again, they go on and on about how this is a flaw. This is not the home. All the
this is not the home. This is not where we came from.
the priest, a lot of the priests, the ancient Egyptians were pretty much, they were Gnostic.
Yeah, the ancient Egyptians were Gnostic. I mean, that's why the Egyptians in the modern time, it's demonized by the Christians, specifically with the story of, well, that is true once the Egyptians degraded in the end of their kingships and they enslaved whatever. But basically, the original Egyptians, they realized what this place was. That's why they called the body a tomb, and they treated their burial as their true birthday party when they walked into the next realm, which is why I uploaded that video, Manly P. Hall's Dimensions Beyond Death. I mean, the ancient Egyptians knew very well, and they understood the symbolism in ancient teachings. I mean, even Egyptian stuff, I mean, that's why Egyptian stuff is the first thing you learn when you quote-unquote join a secret society. Like if you're trying, I probably shouldn't say this, but okay, if you're trying to join the Freemasons, right, the first thing that they're going to make you do is take a test within 28 days, which is the lunar cycle, about the Egyptian gods, all right? I mean, I'm aware of all mythology, so, I mean, all these stories about gods, it goes back to the same source anyways, like, Anu, so, Anu, the highest, so, I mean, like, for example, if I was going to write a book, which I never will, because I don't want people to, my book would only be for a very select few people. I would call it the enuxification of the soul, all right, which is A nux. I mean, look, I don't know where I get these terms. Like it just comes from somewhere. A nux is an ancient, old Greek form that is not even used anymore. It means kingship. The kingship entitlement back to the transcendent form of the soul is what my book would mean. And that comes from the originating word of anew, to renew, to be anew. I mean, whatever. That's just a side note. So,
There is a book that Panic pointed out by Judy K. King, and she's describing how their goal was to not to be recycled back here.
yeah, yeah. Do not see. You hear that? The Gnostics, like all the ancients, the Vedics, the original Buddhist Atlanteans, was not to reincarnate back here. The ancients knew what this place was. They did not want to be recycled back in here. All right. They didn't even want to go to an astral realm where some dude goes on his pilgrimage, which with a virgin, tricking people, come back down on Earth because of their daughter needs them or something. All right. They knew this place as a goddamn circular trap. All right.
And like you always, like it wasn't about an economic plan. Now, of course, you need a day to day, but at some point you got to make the decision. What's more important? Is it
Yeah. What's more important? You worrying about the material world? Jab, no jab. Oh my God, the Voldemort disease. Oh my God, if you take the jab, you'll never go to heaven. You'll be cut access from God. Oh my God, like this stuff is dumb. The bang bang. Oh my God, that court trial. Are you dumb? I mean, that is the fascination by the screen. All right, if you cared for real, like I don't actually care for real, then the Matrix has got you. It already got its hook into you, and because of that, you care about your material avatar existence. All right, it is what it is. I mean, at this point, I know a lot of people are not going to make it, even on my channel. All right, like I don't have much hope that a lot of people will make it. So I mean, it is what it is.
Or trying to make this world right, which is it's not going to happen because the people are so devolved.
Yeah, don't bother trying to fix a broken system that wasn't made by you. I mean, this is why I don't know why SQS devolved so much. I mean, didn't he listen to his older works? Then like his recent 6 videos is terrible compared to this golden age work.
And they basically have fallen into the creature soul, basically.
Yeah, creature comforts. All right, this is where we get this terminology from. All right, the Matrix is perfect at telling you exactly what is going on and what they're doing. Like, where do you think we get this word of creature comfort from?
People don't even breathe right.
Yeah.
They have very little connection with the celestial spirit, or even they're not even broad-minded. Like you're just slaves to culture, isn't it?
Yeah, slaves to culture, don't breathe right. I mean, even when it comes to masking and people are saying, "Oh, I can't breathe. You're blocking my holes." I mean, like, are you serious? I mean, look, the Matrix must have been clowning around with this idea of the mouth breather, right? Everyone just puts their thing like halfway covering their nose and breathes through their nose anyways, or it's not that hard. Like I breathe through my nose. I'm not a mouth breather. I mean, whatever. I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point, the Matrix is just making memes and clowning around and seeing what will work and how to make fun of you down the road. So
you're not gonna fix this in this cycle. People are degenerate, basically.
Yeah, I mean, we're in Kali Yuga. Well, we're cycling out of Kali Yuga into Dwapara Yuga. Yeah, I mean, there's no hope. There's no hope for the masses, really. So
I hate to sound cruel, but that's the truth.
Yeah, no, it definitely is true. But the problem is, right now, it is the easiest time to escape, all right? Because everyone else isn't gonna make it, all right? I mean, that's why. Okay, imagine the stock market is gonna crash, right? Everybody's running for the door, right? You're probably not gonna make it through the door. But imagine the stock market is booming, right? And everybody's buying stocks, all right? The door's wide open. You can walk out anytime you want, all right? This is the situation that we are in. You can walk out of Disney Realm whenever you want. There's no rush. No one is standing at the gateway of Disney Realm. Except me, all right? I'm the only person standing there waiting to get out, all right? Being badgered by Jabulon, whatever.
The chi channels are polluted.
Yeah.
chakra shut down.
Yep.
99.9.
Yeah, chakras. Most people, chakras, they are not even aware of the chakra systems. Pineal glands are calcified, or they are not aware of it. Period. I mean, like I drink caffeine, alcohol to calm my pineal gland down, or else I'm always in a state of the spirit, which isn't always conducive to an avatar existence. So
9% of people. This is why the yogis are so serious about what they do. They're opening those channels back up, purifying those channels.
Yeah, see, purification of the spirit, actualization of the spirit, liberation of the spirit. Okay.
Hell, you can't even get the average person to believe in a damn chakra.
Yeah, see, you can't get an average person to believe in a chakra when the Germans recently proved that the chakras exist within your nervous system connected to your organs. I mean, this is real.
So
this is why you got to read older books like The Cult Anatomy of Man by Manly P. Hall.
That's how far we are into this monkey. It's basically the monkey soul.
Yeah. Monkey fish frog.
Just surviving, mating, breed, eat, work, toil. It's nothing. They fell into the monkey soul. So in this cycle, you're not gonna get this world. I don't care
in this cycle, most people are not gonna make it.
What system you design. It's not gonna be this perfect world. The people.
Yeah, we're entering into a babysitting world, by the way.
They're just gonna be ruled.
Yeah, the people are deficient. They're gonna be ruled. I mean, look what's happening right now. I mean, they love their slavery. They love their UBI, their free money, their stimulus. It's game over for the outside world. So why do you still care about staring at the outside world in the screen? I mean, the problem is the screen's going to try to invade your personal space, but there are only, you can counteract it.
Basically. So to sum it up, we are exploited on a cosmic scale. We are the proletariat of the demiurge executioner.
Well, you hear that? We're exploited on a cosmic scale. All right, we came into Disney realm. We got shafted by Mickey. All right, what a surprise. You walk into a carnival, you got shafted. You didn't know. You're the proletariat of Mickey. I mean, the bourgeoisie of Mickey is the not-milk who does his bidding, which is the Disney cast members.
Slaves exiled into a world that is
we are exiled in this world, which is why the second thing I talk about, the first thing I talk about is the fear of death and overcoming it, so you can reach their mortal status. Second thing I talk about is cosmic abandonment. You're trapped here, all right? You are abandoned here. You are exiled here. You are the fallen angels fallen through the stars onto the dense material plane. You're stuck here. The Cathars are right. The Gnostics are right. The ancient Genistics were right. The Atlanteans are right, all right?
To really subjected to violence.
Yeah. Subjected to violence, threat of death, coercion, or enslavement, which is why the first thing you need to do is the fear of death and overcoming it, all right? I mean, that's why they can do the things that they do.
So again, like I was saying, they're not...
within reason, though. If you still have to do things within your avatar existence to have your experience, then ride it out and, deal with it. And it's a personal choice level for you to finish out your soul's spiritual journey here in your current incarnation. Hopefully, I mean, I'm hoping a lot of people, they don't want to recycle or come back here. Like, I know that I'm just going to bounce, all right? And I got to pick up a few people along the way, all right? It's not that big of a deal for me, but it's really whatever you guys want to do. It is your own, free will choice.
Saying, oh, the world's messed up, man. The king's taxing all the people, and we can't find work, and we need... No, they're saying the world itself is subject to violence.
Yeah, the world on a fundamental level.
You have to look at the machinations of...
Yeah, the world on a fundamental level is subject to violence. On a fundamental level of its construction from the Sumerian times was plopped here from another dimension, whatever. And that is where we get our quote-unquote systems of governments, or how civilizations just popped out of nowhere, like it was built off a blueprint. I mean, that's why I call it Second Earth, but I mean, that's more of a fairy tale topic, which I don't like talking about.
Nature. And how it's designed.
Yeah.
So, the sadistic and perverse demiurge responsible for this world and our existence in it must have racked his brains to find these incredible combinations of molecules, these indissoluble aggregates of matter, which make any escape from the carnal and planetary prison impossible, or at the least, very aleatory or far-fetched.
Yeah, very aleatory, very far-fetched. It's almost impossible. It's almost impossible to find a way out, because then you have to identify with the immaterial, something which is out of your sensory-based perceptions. This way, the ancients always told you, the spiral pathway through the pineal. This idea of quote-unquote astral traveling to get to take a smoke break outside of the theme park, and then you have to come back in here anyways. That is what it is. I mean, that's why you trapped in your monkey suit, your human avatar, is designed in the way that it is, to trick you that your physical experience is, all you know. So.
And again, he calls it the carnal and planetary prison. This is not, a plane is a planet, or a planet is a plan, and no, it's a prison.
Yeah, prison. I mean, this is why, come on, everybody has heard that terminology, a prison planet, all right? I mean, even in South Park, they showed that episode of a prison planet with, what was it? They were at that Large Hadron Collider with cars, and then, it was Mr. Goosebacks McGee, and then they were on a heist, and then the humans failed their test by the aliens, so the aliens trapped them into an interdimensional cube or whatever, away from the rest of the universe, because we would infect us, the universe, with our stupidity and violence and ignorance. I mean, that's probably true, to be honest. I mean, this place is a ghetto dumping ground for teenage spirits, really. I mean, you have to be an idiot to agree to come in here in the first place, so.
The primordial spirits. And like I said, oxygen, for some of you don't, oxygen is a spiritual suppressant. So this whole thing.
Yeah, that's true. Oxygen is the material fire, not the spiritual fire. The spiritual fire is the light, the electricity, the lightning. I mean, we are electrical beings. I mean, this even has connotations back to Rh negative and this idea of the blue bloods and Hema sciatica, the blue bloods, and their connectivity, their natural ability to manifest the connectivity back to the magical etheric body, which is your astral, true higher spirited form. I mean, that's like that's more like that's like a natural gift. I mean, to me, I can do it too. I mean, once you quote unquote level up or raise your awareness, it's gonna get goddamn annoying, especially around electronics. Like I try not to touch people because I electrostatic shock them all the time, and it gets annoying. Like I remember Daddy, his laptop kept going on to Fritz, whatever. I mean, whatever. I mean, this isn't really related. So, I mean, that's more like a bloodline superpowers.
Is basically.
I mean, just so you're aware, the other bloodlines have their own superpowers too. Like my bloodline would be the opposite of that. So.
Conspiracy. This is the real conspiracy. I know you get into consciousness, you hear worldly conspiracy.
Yeah, the real conspiracy is you getting tricked to exist in a material form. That is the real conspiracy. That is the conspiracy against the soul.
Which is true. But then again, that's all based off people's docile spirit mind, or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
That's not really as big of a problem as the real problem.
Yeah, I mean, why do you care about watching, the Corbett Report, who just got banned recently, or all these truther channels, when your spirit is at stake, all right? I mean, are people really seriously taking this idea of, spiritual liberation seriously? I mean, to me, it seems like people just want to join the truther bandwagon to feel morally superior to one another, and feel like they're on the good guy side, right side of history, whatever. I mean, look, man, don't people get what's going on here? And don't people get that, Mickey is throwing a live show? The live show is called Earth, and the current episode is called The Voldemort Disease. I mean, I feel like I'm on crazy pills, that I already knew this back to the start of my channel, like 9 months ago,
So, the order of evil, which is the inherent order of this world, affirms itself through the constant necessity of destroying and devouring.
Yeah, and If you spell evil backwards, it means to live. All right, life is evil. It's really ironic. This non-stop cycle of life and death, destruction and rebirth. I mean, that's why the Buddha came here, to break the life, death, rebirth cycle, for people to follow along. But like every Messiah figure, I mean, dummies just want to identify with the animal and experience this place for the crack of Disney. So
necessity so widespread, so planetary, that it places war and nutrition on an identical plane. So again, we talking about wars and all this stuff. Hell, wars, you could justify a war even if it was unprovoked. You could say, well, I saw down the future that my supply was running out, so I had to
yeah, preemptive strike. Okay.
jump. Had to make the move.
Yeah, pre-crime. We're gonna enter a state of like pre-everything.
Do it because they had to eat. Everyone's doing it out of fear.
Yeah, out of fear and ignorance. I mean, ignorance is the only sin.
Of not surviving, which is basically futile because you're not going to survive. But again, they project out. This is what worldlings do, period. Oh, well, the next generation, all this shit.
Yeah, kick the can down the road to the next generation. Never deal with your own problems, or we just gotta wait 30 more days and then that restriction will lift up. Okay, if we just wait 2 more years in 2022, we can get that House seat. Oh, we just gotta wait 4 more years, then our guy will be in office. And come on, man. I mean, people fall for the same goddamn tricks every single goddamn time. All right. Like, I've reached the point where I realized that I'm not gonna get tricked by Mickey anymore. I'm not gonna try to help anymore. I realize that the oldest tricks are the best tricks, because they are time and tested true to work every time.
It's delusion.
Yeah, it's delusion.
But again, it places war and nutrition on an identical plane because it's the competition for survival. It's not like, shit. On a good planet, or at least this planet, I know, there's not, apples don't grow everywhere, So what you gonna do? You wait for the next animal to walk by, kill it, eat it. That's
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it is that way. I mean, this is called the scarcity-based model. This is where we get this idea of Malthusian concepts. I mean, Buckminster Fuller, he mapped out the material Earth plane so that he could overcome this idea of the scarcity-based model. But once the people around the show figured it out, they realized that could not happen, or else they would lose control. Then they would lose control of the farm. But even if they followed Buckminster Fuller's plan of this optimization theory, it would only be a matter of time because of human's nature to exert its will to basically degrade the system anyways. I mean, that's why they were in the state of arrested development. I mean, people thought that at this point we would be in a Star Trek generation phase, but it's not that realistic, because the powers that be, consolidation of power, do not want the liberation of the spirits on a material form. So, I mean, I don't see it happening. And especially with the Voldemort disease, I definitely do not see that happening. And we're going through a Black Mirror phase. So,
again, the order of evil, which is the inherent order of this world, affirms itself through the constant necessity of destroying and devouring.
Yeah.
So just the process of it it's corruption. It's corruption.
Well, I'm going to wrap it up here, so I hope you enjoyed the show. This is one of my older style shows. I mean, it might be more boring just because I've been staying away from that, but really, I mean, because I gave up caffeine and alcohol, I don't have it in me to make dumb memes or make fun of people or do impressions or stupid stuff anymore, really. Just because my mind is just, it's on another level right now. It's only been like 2 days. Like, Jesus Christ, I don't know what's gonna happen in a week. Like, I gotta start drinking again, but I said I wouldn't, just because I got astral charts to do. Okay, so I'll probably see you guys later. All right, random show. Bye, guys. Have a good night.